Rogers TV St. John's.
Welcome to tonight's episode of Out of the Fog. I'm your host, Lori Lydia Lovelace. Tonight we have a star-studded episode for you with guests Mitchell Marsh with content creation, and we have Tara Nova with Canada's Drag Race. You won't want to miss this. And welcome back. Today I have a very special friend with me. We have Mitchell Marsh, who is a influencer, content creator, and overall star. So welcome to the show.
Thank you for having me.
I gotta say, I've been following you for many, many years, and you have over, 1.2 million followers on TikTok?
As of now, that's about where I'm hitting, a little less in other places, but TikTok so far has been my most successful platform.
Wow, so how did you get into content creating and making this a thing?
I think what I have to do when the pandemic hit, we were all kind of just locked inside. We didn't have much time to do anything, so I was like, I'm gonna start doing the things I've always wanted to. And I started doing FX makeup and fun videos.
Wow, and you know, with regards to that, you have such a loyal following, and how does that feel for you to know that so many people look up to you and get inspired from you?
It's surreal. To have people message me and they say that my videos make them happy, or they've had a rough week and they made them laugh. I mean, it's a lot for me to take in, and I absolutely am more appreciative that it could just be something that I didn't think I would become. It's just hard to imagine that I ended up here, and I'm very grateful.
And you're so successful. So, you know, it's so funny. I even remember watching one of your lives, and you were just like painting and making masks, and I was just like, this is so therapeutic. So, and I remember even watching, there was like thousands of followers watching you and just doing your thing and seeing you create, which is really cool.
Yeah, I always wanted to do these things, and you know, just like everyone, you just kind of pick a job and you take care of your family. And doing this, I finally got the opportunity to do something I really loved, and to see that other people enjoyed watching it. I was like, why aren't I actually doing this in my real life and my real time? So I've started to, and it's been paying off.
Yeah. So how do you I mean, with social media, it's always like you gotta come up with new concepts and new content and new ideas. How do you keep that fresh and keep that going?
I kind of look at, like right now we got the Last of Us, which is one of the masks I use there. Season 2 is coming up, so I try to reach for things like, okay, I know that season's coming soon, so I'm gonna get together with my director and a few friends. We're gonna make some funny skits, maybe make a little short for The Last of Us, because that'll be soon a popular content that'll be coming out with the release of season 2.
Right, and I do have to point out, so another thing you're really well known for is The Grinch. And you know, you're everywhere. I remember even when I went to pick up my tree, I seen you there, and I was like, I know him. So how did you get involved in being The Grinch? And the character, I have to comment, is just amazing.
Thank you. Like always, I grew up, I love film. Jim Carrey was always a big inspiration. And I'm going to mention these two companies, Immortal Masks. They're in LA. I know the owner, George. He's a great guy. They're pricey, but when I first started doing The Grinch, I had to do prosthetics. And prosthetics and makeup, it would take me about sometimes 3 to 4 hours.
I was going to say, every time you're always to dress up. I was wondering how long it would take to get in costume.
Yeah, and it was great, but I found the higher demand, people would want me throughout the day. And I would stay in makeup and it would be sweaty and disgusting, so I'm like, I gotta do something better than this. And this company started just putting this out probably about 4 years ago. And I was like, I'm gonna have to get something that's full silicone wearable that I could put on and take off with my costume, so I could really be able to serve people with bookings and just going around and being that Grinchy character that people love. And this was the perfect kind of ideal thing that I could use.
It's phenomenal. And what has the community response been? Because I know everyone loves you and they're always taking their pictures with you, and so what's that been like for you?
Sometimes it's the most fun thing ever, because I do love going out. It makes kids super happy. It makes adults happy. The elderly love it. And I found, like, doing the Grinch, sometimes I'll be like, sweetheart, I'm gonna be late when I come home. I said, because I just did a gig, but I want to drop it in the mall and just make people smile. I mean, that's the best part I love about it. But sometimes when I need to kind of get away and, I gotta be somewhere, it's really hard, because a lot of people want to be like, let's get a picture, let's do this. And that's the only negative I could take away from it, that it's over popular.
Yeah. So do you do any other characters? I know in Halloween you were a few things too, so you want to talk about that?
Yeah, so Spirit Halloween, I've known the owner for a long time. I've been doing that kind of jump scares at a store for the past 8 years.
You got my dad one year, and I'll never forget. I wasn't there, but my mom was there, and it was phenomenal.
Yeah, and that's the thing I want about, I go around about when I do it, is when I scare people, I also put in a bit of comedy with it when I do my screams, because I want people to kind of be taken back, like, that was scary, and then laugh about it. Because, Halloween doesn't have to be just about I'm scared and scaring little people. I want people to enjoy it too. And since I've been doing that, it's got a lot of praise, and even Spirit Halloween headquarters themselves asked me out to New York next year to do a collaboration with the Snack Bandits. And I mean, it's just great to see that it's gaining that much popularity.
Wow. And another thing that we mentioned is that you're also working on some fan films. So tell us a little bit about that.
Yeah, so my friend Eric Elliott and Noah Perchert, he's a astounding young actor rising up, and Eric has got a lot of directing under his belt. He's worked on Son of a Critch as one of the directors. He's worked on Severance. He's been all over the island. For such a young man, he's got a great name built for himself. And we do, on the side, fan films, and there are no budgets involved, just the things I add to it. And we've been doing it now since 2015.
Wow.
And it's been great, because it kind of gets to show the things that we could do with our talent and time, and it didn't cost anything. It was just a good, fun ride.
And speaking about good fun and doing things that you love, mask creating, and I mean, you built this.
Yes.
This is quite impressive. So tell us a little bit about this and other things that you're working on.
Well, this one I was putting together because they want to do a Venom for Spider-Man films they were doing.
That is wild.
So we got this one 3D printed. I had it so I could remove the tongue. And I got it right now, still in working phase, because I still have to put in a jaw piece and everything, because I want to be able to talk and move with it when we do the character. And the full suit that I'm doing.
Touch it.
Oh yeah. I put in the little bits of drool and everything, but
I was going to say, that is wild, the detail.
Yeah, and I wanted to make it really well detailed for the films, and it's going to take a muscle suit and simple things like the texture of it that you're feeling is just using just house caulking that you would use just for outside your windows.
Wow.
So I do that and smooth it out with a bit of soap and everything. And a lot of things, I've never done that before.
Yeah.
So a lot of the things that I teach myself, I just kind of seen and I go, I'm going to attempt it. And usually when I attempt it, it does most of the time work out.
Wow. And so, how long did that one specifically take to make?
This one, just the helmet alone, I mean, I had to do the print, I had to sand, then paint it a few times, and then get rid of all the imperfections and put it over, do the detailing. Took about 5 days just for the mask.
Well, listen, the detail is phenomenal, and and seeing you doing all those cool things, I wanted to also mention that you have lightsabers.
Yes,
so
yeah.
I am a huge Star Wars fan, so I feel like we should duel.
Yeah,
Can we duel?
We could duel.
We'll duel just before. Ooh, that is really cool. Did I turn that on right?
Yep, just press the button again.
Volume low.
Oh.
Oh no!
Oh, it was just a long press. These are more advanced now, so they have I could cycle through 27 sounds through these.
Wow, I actually seen you unbox them and I was like, that is so cool. So, tell us a little bit about some other cool things that you have.
I got a lot of collectibles from either movies or props. I got to meet Mark Hamill there probably about 6 years ago.
Wow.
I got to
I'm
meet.
so jealous.
Mark Hamill's such a sweet man.
Yeah.
I met Stan Lee quite a handful of times before he passed away, which I was really lucky to. It was nice because locally here there used to be a store that I used to model clothing for before she retired, Bonnie Edgecombe, and Abby Shot was the clothing company.
Yes, yeah.
And I extensively used to just travel with them, and they used to go to Comic-Cons and promote the coats and everything. And I got to meet one of the clientele, which is Jay and Silent Bob, or Kevin Smith.
Yes.
Yeah, and that was a really cool coat that they got to make for him, and was sold on his Secret Stash website. And it was cool for, I think it was a good 8 years I was a part of that company.
Wow.
Yeah, it was sad to see them retire and, kind of had to slowly go away. But it was a great opportunity, and I was very blessed to be a part of that.
With all your success, I mean, you, like I said, you inspire so many people with your creativity, with your content, and so what other things do you have through the pipeline that you're working on? That you can tell us.
That I could tell you. I think for me right now, the big thing is working definitely more. I want to start building bigger costumes and start showing, besides the things I could buy and besides the makeup I could do myself and the effects in the films, I want to show people I could build really big pieces and do some detailed work. And in fact, doing prop piece and everything, I made a prototype for you.
For me?
For you. I know you love Star Wars, and I put it in the Grinchy bag there.
Oh my goodness.
So it's a little prop.
Can I open it?
Oh yeah, it's a prototype, so it's my first one. I still got to perfect it, but you get to have the first reins of it.
Oh my goodness, thank you so much. I'm gonna cry.
So if you use the controller and press the on button, it's Palpatine there,
Oh my goodness, I love this. Thank you so much. This is incredible.
That'll be kind of one of the ideas I came up with that I want to have with my new Darth Maul. That I'm doing that costume in full. So
I love that.
I wanted to have the nice hologram projector they have there, and I thought that would be a cool idea to kind of make one that was more realistic that I haven't seen before.
That is amazing, and I'm so speechless. Thank you so much. So where can people find you and see more content?
All my content pretty much everywhere is, people say it both ways, but it's Infamous or Infamous Mitch. It's always either got an underscore in between, but usually if you just put that in, it'll pull up. Is across TikTok, Instagram, YouTube is my main, and it's always the same.
Excellent. Well, thank you so much for the gift, and thank you so much for being here with us today.
Thank you for having me.
And we'll be right back after the short break. and welcome back. Today I have with me a very special guest. I have star and contestant of Canada's Drag Race, Tara Nova.
Hi, Lori.
Hi, sweetheart. You are a vision.
Stop. I had to make this for you before I showed up. I made this earlier this week. I was like, listen, I need to show up good and proper for Lori.
Oh my, well, you delivered. You
Thank
slayed.
you. I slayed, honey, yes.
That is amazing.
Yeah.
And you know, I have been following you. I've been a huge fan. So seeing you on Canada's Drag Race has been such a vision to see.
Thank you.
And so tell us a little bit about that.
Yeah, no, for sure. Well, like, I was introduced to drag when I was 16, when my boyfriend showed me RuPaul's Drag Race, and it opened up such a world for me, because, like, I come from rural Newfoundland, I come from Gambo, Newfoundland, very small place, and usually in these places, it's a little bit small-minded, too.
Yeah.
And because of that, I was very repressed, but I seen Drag Race, and it opened up a world, and then I came in here for university a few years later, and then after my, like, second year of university, I was like, I want to do drag. Like, I think I would be good at this, and I am good at it.
You
like, I mean,
are.
I propelled so quickly. It took 3 years, and I was on Drag Race. Well, not even. It was 2.5 years, and I was on Canada's Drag Race. So.
And what a journey that's been.
For
So
sure.
tell us a little bit about how, you know, the process of you applying to being on the show
Right.
and everything else.
Well, it's months of audition.
Yeah.
So like you are in this process for months, and then sometimes you get cut, and it's just like you are dropped off the face of the earth, and it was like, oh my God, what just happened?
Yeah.
But then sometimes you actually get that call back, and they want you, and they wanted me, and it was the best feeling ever. I mean, like, there's no better feeling than knowing that it's almost like the Olympics for gay people. That's the way that I like to say
Absolutely.
it. So like Drag Race is like the Olympics for gay people, and now I'm an Olympian. So like I'm a gay Olympian.
No, I love that. So what was it like being in the house and doing the challenges and meeting all the other girls?
Right. I mean, it was so fun. Like a lot of these girls, like we all kind of knew each other through social media.
Yeah.
The drag world kind of knows who is who and what is what. So like going in and finally meeting these people and everybody being like, girl, I know you've been doing drag for such little time, but I look up to you for makeup and like all of your talents. Like you are so inspiring. It meant the world to me, because like some of these people are very big names in their huge cities, or even throughout the Drag Race franchise already, like Michaela Couture on our season.
Yeah.
So like having these people look at me and give me these affirmations, you can't buy that anywhere else.
No.
These things are only things that you can hear, that you hope to hear from people that you also look up to.
Wow. And how has life been with you for you since you've been on the show? Has it brought new opportunities and exciting things?
Yeah, no, absolutely. I mean, there's so much excitement and buzz around Drag Race. Once you're on Drag Race, that's truly the win itself. Yes, you can win at the end, but there's other people, everybody else gets eliminated. There's one winner, but getting the Drag Race is a win in itself.
100%.
So, like, it's opened so many doors. What I like to say is that when you go on Drag Race, it shows you the neighborhood. Now you have to take the time to go around and knock on those doors and make opportunities. And that's exactly what I've been doing.
So Tara, tell us about how, you know, the support has been for the drag community in Newfoundland specifically.
It's been astounding. Like, people like to think, and like I kind of mentioned it before, like, oh, small minds and small places. But like what you don't understand is that Newfoundland is actually very, very accepting. A lot of like my hugest supporters are from out around the Bay. Like I'm a Bay girl, like through and through. And like a lot of my biggest supporters are around the Bay. But even here in the city, like if you had to see, like when our shows are posted, they almost sell out like instantly. So many of our shows are just selling out, and we're bringing in audiences to all of these venues, and we have venues here now especially that treat us so well, and they only want the best for us, and we are making it profitable on both ends. It's not a one-sided issue here.
And of course, as you know, as you mentioned on the show, the compensation for drag queens are not always, you know, the best.
No.
And you know, what would you like to see? How would you like to see fair compensation for?
I would just like to see venues that are willing, and there are, and there has been, and there always will be venues around here that want us to succeed, that are looking for different business strategies to implement. Drag is a business as well as the businesses that we're going in and helping bring entertainment to. So like there's so many different opportunities, there's so many routes. I can't even sit down here and list them all right now because there's so many business strategies and models that you can go after, and I know them and I've been implementing them and they've been working.
That's good. And you seem like you got so much support from the community and all businesses and even for venues. So how has that been for you?
Well, it's been astounding. I mean, like, we get to work in spaces now where people appreciate our art, where we're being paid equitably, where they're listening to our concerns, and then we're finding ways to move about that. And that's the best thing, is having open communication. This lack of communication that's happened in the past, that is where it's went wrong.
And so what do you see for the future for the drag community here in Newfoundland?
I can only see it excelling. Now that people are getting paid appropriately, they can invest in their drag. That's been such an issue here, is that there hasn't been proper pay, so people can't invest back into their drag. And drag is expensive, whether people like to know that or not. Drag is very, very, very expensive. Just for the products on our face alone, that's around like $300 of products if you had to go to Sephora, girl. I went to Sephora yesterday and spent $260. That's crazy, and that's not even on my face.
Exactly.
So now people can start upgrading their drag. We can start really just upgrading the scene itself if we have money to be able to put back into it.
And like you said, there's lots of resources, but I have to comment on your beautiful outfit.
Thank you.
So, like, how do you incorporate your vision into your outfits and your your style?
Yeah, no, the thing is that like I love to watch runways. So like this is very like Gucci, Chanel, like very rich girl. Like it's very
look
like
expensive.
I
Tara.
look expensive. Like I feel like I'm on The View right now. Like I'm talking to all the girls. We're all famous here in the building. But no, I kind of just like look at runways. I look at other Drag Race girls too. Like us now, younger drag queens or drag performers, we're looking up and like it's almost like meta Drag Race. Like we are learning from people that have already been on the show, and we're using their ideas and concepts and elevating them.
So while you were on the show, you had to do lots of challenges and fun stuff. So like, tell us a little bit about that.
Yeah, no, it's crazy. Like, Drag Race is a pressure cooker for sure.
I was screaming at my TV, Tara.
As you should, as you should. I was screaming while I was there. It is so much pressure, but like, I am so lucky to have been given that platform. I'm so lucky to have even like competed in those challenges, even if it didn't turn out the way that I wanted it for myself. But that's how the cookie crumbles, and I'll respect that. But I just can't wait to go back and get another taste of the cookie.
Yes. So who did you connect with most in the house?
I think that I connected most with Tiffany. So Tiffany Anco, the girl that went out straight after me. I dragged her down with me as I was going. And then also, I love Xana, I love Perla, I love all my girls, but those are the ones that like I really consistently keep up with.
Oh, that's good. I was going to ask if you still like keep in contact with them.
Well, like the thing is that I have the opportunities now to travel for work all the time, so I'm constantly in Toronto. I get to go to Vancouver in March. Like I'm going to be visiting my sisters anyways. It truly is a sisterhood. It's like a sorority.
I love that. So do you have any tours or anything that you're doing for the show that's coming up?
Yes. So actually in May, the end of May and beginning of June, you can catch me here in St. John's and all across the East Coast and Atlantic provinces. Ooh. We will be traveling and we will be doing a little tour. It will be the Terra Nova tour.
I love the name. So I mean, when I saw that was the name that you chose for yourself, I was like, yes, queen. So I mean, like where you say you're from the Bay. So tell us like how you incorporate all of that to put it together.
No, of course. Well, like the thing is that like I grew up right next to Terra Nova, the park, Terra. But like I wanted to create something that was like a little bit clever, that was a pun that related to Newfoundland. Even if people outside of Newfoundland didn't get it, it's still like a cute little name anyways, like Terra Nova. Like it kind of rolls off the tongue.
It really does.
It does. And then it's very like Newfie centric. And like if anybody knows about my run on the show, I am so proud to be a Newfoundlander. I mention it so much.
You did.
Yes.
And it was so inspiring to see that. And another thing that I want to say is that you as well as everyone in the community, embrace, you know, safety and inclusivity and, you know, diversity. So how do you put that into your everyday performances?
I think that is so much about connecting with your audience. I think that that's something that sometimes drag performers fail to understand, is that like you really need to connect with your audience. And like if anybody comes to any show that I'm hosting or even that I'm in, I don't even have to be hosting, I go around to every single table, I do my hellos, I ask what they're celebrating, I will ask so many questions, and all the girls come up to me and they admire it and they're like, how can you just go up to people and talk? Like you can talk about anything. And that's my Newfie charm.
Yeah.
That is the gift of the gab. That is just something that you can be born with here in Newfoundland, especially if you're from rural Newfoundland.
Exactly.
The Bay girls get it.
Yeah, we get it, yes. But that's something that even when the first time I ever met you, I was just like so taken back by your personality and your people skills. I was like, that girl is going places.
Well, of course. I think that is very important to be networking as a drag artist. Like I said, it is a business after all. So networking gets you so many opportunities and has given me so many opportunities. I mean, like, look how far I came in such little time.
You're a success. So what advice would you give to someone that's interested in this?
I would say just to kind of do whatever inspires you. Don't do what you think is going to appeal to the mass audiences. Don't do what you think is going to make somebody else happy. You need to make yourself happy, because that is what pure, genuine art is. It shouldn't feel like work. It should feel like joy.
I love that. So where can people find you and see more Tara?
Well, you can find me in so many venues across the city. You can find me usually at Kitty Vitty. You can find me at the Majestic. There's so many other places like restaurants and places that we do brunches. You can find me everywhere, but you can also find me on social media across all platforms. That's Instagram, TikTok, and Twitter at It's Tara Nova, and it's just that easy and simple.
You are a vision, and thank you so much for being here today. I feel like I'm fangirling because I'm obsessed with you.
No, stop it, Lori. I'm excited to be in your presence.
Oh, you angel. Well, thank you so much, and we wish you all the success.
Thank you so much.
And we'll be right back after this short break.
Your opinion matters, and we want to hear from you. Get in touch with us using our viewer feedback line, your direct connection to shaping the shows you love. It's easy. Just grab your phone, scan the QR code on your screen, and take our quick survey. Share your thoughts, and let's make your viewing experience even better.
Because of Mitch and Tara's amazing makeup skills, I have to work on my game. So thank you so much for our guest, Mitch Marsh, who came in, who's our Grinch. And of course, want to thank Tara Nova with Canada's Drag Race. Until next time, much love.
This program is brought to you by Rogers Xfinity, connecting you to more of what you love. Visit Rogers.com for more details.
We want to hear from you. Provide feedback on this show or find out how you can get involved. Call, email us, or scan the QR code to take our quick survey.
Missing your favorite channels? Get them on Rogers Xfinity TV. Now in free preview, get the latest on Rogers Xfinity.
I'm a singer-songwriter from Six Nations, and I've been writing songs about my experience, and with that being said, it's helped me hold hope in my heart in following my dreams and being resilient to everyday Indigenous battles. Competition between spirit, earth, and wind, let me tell you now. This song in particular, The Shiner, is a special song that I wrote for my grandfather. He was a snow.
The Regulars, the guys who keep this place in business. Last week,